What's up? What's up? What's up? Just if you're JP in the house. Okay, so last night I went to meet one of my friends. Who had came back from a long trip overseas. It's a girl, and I hadn't seen her in like 4 or 5 years. So we went to dinner and we're talking and stuff. And she has a boyfriend she hasn't seen for like 2 years, so she's waiting for him and stuff like that, which we talked about it. But anyway, he's black, African, from some place in Africa, I forget. But he's dark but mixed and stuff like that. But anyway, she said that she liked him because he had because of his butt or something like that, and I started laughing about his butt. Then I started laughing, and I was like, yeah, most black people have that, black men. So she was saying like, well, I love black women and the way their butts are shaped, and I love the way they dance and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, can't you dance like that? And she was like, no, I love black people. They have really good rhythm and very nice skin, and they look so cute. And she said, I used to always think about how sorry, too noisy. She said, I used to think about how my skin in the sun burns, and black objects, you touch and it gets really hot, and then black people, they got black skin, and I thought their skin got really hot too. But my boyfriend said his skin doesn't get hot, so when I touched it, I was surprised that it was cool. And I said, yeah, we're not materials like objects and stuff. We got cells that absorbs the heat, from the surface of our skin. And she was like, well, why don't we have that? And I said, well, I don't know. And then she had looked over at my, I was sitting down across from her, so she kind of like looked over and looked down at my seat. And I was like, what you doing? She said, I'm just trying to see if I can see your butt. And I'm like, don't worry, I got one, around one like it's half of a soccer ball. That's what she was saying sisters' butts look like. And so I was just laughing the whole time. And then she was saying like, well, it was something else she said. She's like, why don't we have one? I want one of those, And I'm like, I don't know, maybe because we were the first people on the earth. And she started laughing. And I said, I guess the rest of y'all came late, I guess, I don't know. And then she started laughing and stuff. And then we had walked towards my car to get it. And we were staying at the stoplight. And she lifted up my jacket. I'm like, what are you doing? She said, yep, you got one. I was like, oh, my God. And then she asked me, when we were sitting at dinner, she said, why do you date Asian women? And I was like, well, it wasn't necessarily that I actually went after them. Just situations happened where we met, and that was it, And she's like, but don't you miss black women? All those curves they have and that soft skin and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, of course I miss their body. And they got some nice butts. I miss that too. And she said, yeah, they got some nice. And then she said the P word. And I was like, but I didn't really catch it, And I was like, what she said? She said, oh, nothing. I'm like, tell me. She said, nothing. It was funny. I was like laughing. She was cute too, real cute. Jog a lot, exercise. She's not single, but she's kind of worried that her and her boyfriend might end up breaking up because they live so far away. But it was just an interesting conversation. But anyway, the whole thing was she was just asking, why don't I have a butt like that? Why don't I have a butt like that? I want to have dark skin too, Then she said, do you black people get cancer? I'm like, not really. I mean, like skin cancer, like the spots and stuff. She said, yeah, we get sunspots. I don't like that. We got to keep our skin covered and, stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't say anything, And then she's like, well, y'all so lucky. I'm like, maybe, I guess, I don't know. And she was like, well, I love black men and da-da-da this. And I'm like, okay, I'll just listen. It was just interesting. It was really interesting conversation. So I just thought I'd share that. But it was one interesting thing that she said. She asked us, why do we black men date Asian women when we have our own beautiful women to date, And they are more, how can I say, they're more equipped than Asian women, I guess. You know, the butt and stuff like that. And she said, well, you're like a banana covered, a yellow banana, chocolate yellow banana, you're yellow banana, chocolate covered yellow banana. And I was like, huh? I'm like, I'm not a banana. She said, oh, yeah, that's right. You're not yellow inside, and your skin is white. And I said, yeah. And I said, but you turn black in the summertime. And she started laughing. She said, yeah, that's true. I said, don't worry about all that stuff. You know, it's just whatever. Ups. Sounds like my train is coming. But anyway, it was a good thing. But like I said, what was really interesting about the whole conversation was the fact that she asked, why are we dating Asian women? We have our own women. And then she also talked about Japanese men. She said that she didn't really like them because they didn't have, she didn't say not all of them, but she said a lot of them just don't have any character and no strength within their characters. And a lot of them were weak. She said she only dated like 3 or 4 Japanese guys, and she didn't like it at all. And I said, well, maybe you should give it another chance, you know. She said, no, I don't know. You know, I'm 33 years old now. Not too many guys want older women. But she looked like she was like 24, 23. You guys need to see her face. You'd be really, really shocked and stuff. But it was just really interesting, you know, how when people travel, it just opens up their eyes, you know. And I thought for sure she was one of those Japanese women who would go to, like, she went to Canada and different things like that. But she ended up, I think, going to Australia or someplace. And she ended up dating a black guy and talking about she wanted to marry him. You know, and I was just really surprised because you would think that she would have interests elsewhere and stuff. But I don't know. It's just goes to show, you know, you guys need to reevaluate your thoughts and things like that, because a lot of things that's been talked about us are a lie. And if we sit around doing these things and perpetrating these lies, you know, for money or sex or whatever it is that you guys want from these women or whatever, you know, it's not really going to change anything. And as people get older, they're going to realize the truth. And some people, if they got their own means, they're going to say bye. You know what? I just realized something. You're not who I thought you were. And I just realized that, you know, these are lies. Or I just realized that only reason I loved you was because I liked the way you danced, you know, but now you haven't danced in like the past 10 years or 5 years, and you're not in this, and I want something more exciting in my life, and I don't need you financially, you know. And even if she doesn't have a work, she said, well, you know, I can make money elsewhere, you know. And they'll leave, you know, because I don't know, it's just interesting. But the whole thing, but another thing, it was just funny, you know. She was like saying, why don't I have a butt like that? I thought that was funny. I just started laughing. I'm out. Peace.